Hello everyone, today is Friday, January 21st, 2022 at 11:47 a.m. in the morning. The previous video I haven't uploaded yet, so I don't know if they're going to cut my video off after 5 minutes so I can get to do the full 27 minutes or 26 or 27 minutes. So my sleep was a lot better last night. I tried to go to bed at like I would do something like try to go to bed at 11 o'clock, and then when I try to go to bed at 11 I still can't sleep, and then I try to go to bed at 12 or try to go to bed at 1 o'clock and I still can't sleep. So then end up not getting to fall asleep until 2 or 3 o'clock. So I had some moments this morning where I was kind of up. And I had some moments where I was kind of up. And so it wasn't thorough sleep, but I got a little bit, better sleep last night. And so this morning, well, what time is it? I forgot. Yeah, so it's still morning, almost noon. I hate that they manufacture trucks to be loud like that. So I called this job opportunity. I was supposed to have an interview today, but I don't meet their qualifications. So can't I didn't want to waste Uber money, $30 in Uber money to get over there, and then come to find out I don't meet their qualifications. So it's good that I called and saved money before I went over there. And they have a few other job opportunities. See, they'll lie and say that, oh, you'll hear from us later on this week. And then 6 months pass, and you still don't hear anything from them. So, I even applied for a couple of pest control jobs, but they said that you can use their vehicle. But they say you can use their vehicle, but at the same time, they say that no experience necessary. We will train you. And so when they say no experience necessary and we will train you, then next thing you know, with any job, and then I'll call back. And when I call back, their response is that someone with more experience than you got the position. So, we move forward with your application. So all these people, these narcissistic abusers come in and all arrogant and fake sharp about their experience. And some of these narcissistic people, they admitted to me that they lie to get ahead and get these supervisor positions and stuff like that. Like my Social Security ticket to work counselor in New Orleans, that Stacy Morgan lady, she she acted like as if she was trying to suggest that I lie on applications. And when I told the higher ups in New York, they didn't believe a word I said. And Miss Stacy was a perp. And she was a narcissistic perp. And then she was trying to tell me stuff that I should trying to act like she wanted to tell me ways on how to cheat and skip on Greyhound bus fare and stuff like that. So but then telling me stuff like nobody's gonna hire you, or she would give unsolicited advice on my physical appearance. And narcissistic abusers, they worship appearance. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Appearance. They worship appearance. And the least critical thing they'll condemn you for. Like, you can just have a shower, and then 3 hours later, you might have a little bit of dryness right here, and they'll just automatically falsely assume that you're nasty and never take a bath. Or one little acne bump on your forehead, and they'll say that it's because you're nasty and don't wash your face. And it's you can't do anything to convince them that you do wash your face every day, for example. Or they'll point out a non-existent stain on your shirt that other people don't even really notice. So and that you don't notice because it's not there, but they'll swear up and down that stain on that nasty ugly stain is there on your shirt. So they have narcissistic abusers who's overly critical and wouldn't hire you because they don't like the way you look, or they wouldn't give you a chance because of how you look. Or if you didn't just brush your teeth and, groom yourself, and it's not good enough because they feel like your breath still stinks. And they're the only one can smell it. But nobody else can smell your breath stinking. But you just brushed your teeth. Or you put on deodorant, and they're the only ones who can smell you. So nobody else really cares. But they're the ones who tell you you're nasty and unsanitary when you just got out of the shower. So then I remember in 2006, after Hurricane Katrina, the foster mom and this narcissist, at two different times, the foster mom and also this narcissistic lady that was from New York shortly before I moved to New York. A lady that was from New York. At different times, they both, try to bully, harass, and lecture me, telling me that nobody's gonna hire me because of my weight, and that there's this big thing that people these days or women aren't getting hired for jobs because of their. And this was back in 2006. That nobody's gonna hire you because of your weight, and then that basically a health hazard by being obese and working. So, but then y'all force us to take these psychiatric medications that make us big and fat. Force us against our will and try to convince us that we're crazy. And you don't even have to overeat. But just because you're gaining weight, in the moment that you put one slice of banana to your mouth, or you're the greediest pig in the world. But other narcissist victims have some of the same experiences that I have. Like, I didn't know that certain other targeted individuals or narcissistic victims, that their abusers don't want them having a car or driving either, or try to convince them that they're too crazy or too slow to drive. So after my live stream, I joined another live stream, about narcissistic abuse. And it seems like all of our stories add up. It's like, how the hell you have the same experiences from different people? You have the same experiences from different people. So this guy who holds narcissistic abuse chats, he said the same thing, that he said that he was considered highly intelligent, and that he was considered highly intelligent, but he had an adoptive mom that wanted him to be retarded and slow so bad, but he was considered exceptional and highly intelligent and stuff like that. And he seems very normal to me. So I heard some people say that we're targeted because our souls are uncorrupted and we're considered as highly intelligent, so people see us as a threat. So they abuse you to try to control you and fix you to force you to be normal. But then you want to drive and be independent and have a job, have a family. They won't let you do that. But then they condemn you for not being normal. Well, you gotta conform to the norms of society. Well, I want to drive, but you won't let me. Almost everybody has a doggone. Almost not every adult, but almost every adult. So many adults have cars and drive and work and stuff, and you won't let me work. You won't let me drive. You won't let me do something simple as go to the beach. I mean, people say, "Oh, you're so negative. All you do is complain. You don't want to talk about anything positive." But when I talk about something like going to the beach or something, they want me to shut up about that, and that's something positive. That's something that I like. That's something that makes me happy. So the beach is around the corner, but well, there's a short bridge that you gotta cross to get over there. But so well, I don't. This ain't the place that I own, but this motel room refrigerator has a little bit trash. But other than that, I mean, I do that to try to keep the pests away. Like when I have my own place to live, like putting instead of putting the stuff in the bathroom trash or the kitchen trash, it will I would end up with no roaches or anything like that because if I have a regular kitchen trash can, then I would have really no roaches or gnats or anything like that. But the gnats were already here. The gnats and flies were already here when I first walked in, and this room was kind of dirty, so I had to do on my part to clean certain things, and I still see a few dog hairs from the past tenant. So I felt icky and gross that they even had dog hairs in their fridge and microwave and stuff. Well, so it seems like the narcissistic abuser, they will put you in a certain situation where you'll be destroyed and then condemn you for your failure. And I guess people were threatened by my so-called intelligence because they would say that, they would say that Candy is very smart, but then they would create scenario, and I don't even have to tell them, well, hey, I have an exam tomorrow. But it will always so happen to be the day before an exam that biological or foster family members create or set up a scenario on purpose to set, or neighbors or fake friends will set up a scenario on purpose to cause me to have an emotional meltdown, and I couldn't even finish through with the exam because because of the emotional mental health crisis that they created for me to have like an emotional or mental meltdown and cry. But I've been told that I'm childlike or childish. Even I was a child being called childish. Well, children are supposed to be childish, but as an adult, I'm still called childish. But other people who claim to be victims of abuse, they get told that they're an old soul and stuff like that. Well, nobody ever told me that I was an old soul. And I was never told that I was wise beyond my years, but people would tell me that I'm highly intelligent. And some people used to say that Candy's very smart. She just doesn't test well on standardized tests like SAT, ACT. In New Orleans, Louisiana, we had the LEAP test, the CAT test, California Achievement Test, all these standardized tests that I suck. I suck at it. But also, what they say, performance anxiety and my unwanted intrusive thoughts would hinder me from the potential that I could have gotten more answers right within a shorter period of time. Like when I do Indeed.com filling out job application, they have and they have these assessments on what would you do in this situation or whatever, and it's timed. Then my anxiety gets worse because it's timed, and then I end up with more unwanted, intrusive thoughts. Um, that slow me down, and then I end up not being able to concentrate or focus. So, and then like after family members set me up, like when they set up a scenario and create a crisis and a family argument or purposes, that I'll be in distress the next day of, say, for an example of an English exam or a history exam, then they'll be like, that's why your dumbass failed your history test. So, but here, at least I'm in college, and at least I made it through and I finished. But without crisis and circumstances in my life, my GPA could have been much higher. And it's like the foster sister Shelly, the biological brother Wyatt, foster mother Adrian Felder, and other foster and biological family members. It's like they tried whatever they could. And even when I was going to Nicholls State University, they tried whatever they could to get me to fail so that they can throw that in my face. So that they can use that as a weapon against me and say that Candy ain't got no common sense. She's a dummy. She can't even pass her history exam. Well, let's see you pass it. So, I went through, and some people will say, you just need to forgive these people and let go of the past or whatever. But you can't say that if it's still going on in my life. Especially with me being targeted, being treated like this will never end. If I had a way to go back, in which I would never go back to college, if I had a way to go back to school or even some other school or training in something, like training for a certain vocation in which I don't even have the money to train for vocation, but so if I had a test that I would end up failing, and then to be like, or I would have to deal with people perping me on purpose to set me up to fail. Excuse me, gang stalkers, perping me on purpose. I didn't realize even when I was going to Nicholls State University in UNO, University of New Orleans, I was being perped back then. In high school, I was being perped, definitely perped at West Jefferson High School. It started in but I had people single me out and treat me mean in elementary school. The kids didn't like me because of the special ed stigma. But I didn't realize that I acted the way I acted, just acting out without realizing, thinking it was normal, acting out abuse that happened to me. But when the adults that were abusing me in the foster family treated me like this, how come it wasn't abuse or bad behavior? But I used to have frequent stomach aches and headaches growing up. In kindergarten, I talked about how in kindergarten that this red and white outfit that was striped that the foster mom used to force me to wear. And every time I would wear that outfit, my stomach would hurt so bad that I thought I was gonna die. Like somewhat similar to what was happening to me yesterday. But I'm not wearing that red and white striped outfit. So, well, I was able to save a little money by, I checked up on and make sure I would have had all the qualifications, but I don't meet all their qualifications. And I can't, certain things I can't say on here why I don't meet all their qualifications. So saved a little Uber money. Probably would have saved almost $70 of Uber money round trip for me to go to Pensacola just to get that interview. And then next thing you know, I can't even get the job. Like what happened with the Amazon DSP job. I went over there and I spent over $30 each way. And I still have not. And then just to go over there for them to say that other people were told too. And it's like, why are y'all turning us away? And they said, wait a minute, we didn't have interviews today. And that happened at the airport in New Orleans. That happened at the airport. That I went. They had an ad on Craigslist for us to go to a job interview, and it was me and a few other people, and they were rude to us and turned us away and said that we don't have no interviews. What y'all talking about or whatever. But then another time I went to the airport in New Orleans trying to look for a job, and a dishwashing job, and a lady laughed in my face because I didn't have 3 years of recent dishwashing experience. But I don't have any years of any experience, but just years of this targeting experience and years of narcissistic abuse experience. But I don't have any, actual years of work experience. But it's like the gang stalkers won't allow me to last that long on a job, and narcissistic coworkers and stuff. And very bossy and controlling. So, well, I woke up at almost 10:45 this morning, and today I couldn't bring myself to eat the crunchy cereal. So I'm gonna try to treat my teeth again with the cotton balls and bentonite clay, the bentonite clay and cotton balls and coconut oil. I'm gonna put it on my mouth again today, and so this morning I felt like I was trying to avoid the little bit of food I have. I was trying to avoid going into my prepper stash, my survival and prepper stash. But if I was on the streets, I couldn't eat oatmeal on the streets anyway, because you gotta microwave it or you gotta have a hot water or something. And so I don't even carry dishes with me when I'm on the streets, because I try to carry around as little bit as possible, because if you carry around more than one bag, people see you obviously homeless and then treat you with discrimination and severe discrimination. I wanted to talk about that last night in my chat too, but I didn't even get to talk about all that because of being distracted by the perps and this perps talking nonsense in my chat, and also interrupting, and so I'm thankful and glad for the people that came out, and I enjoyed the live chat. But so I took the peanut butter and the oatmeal out of my stash because I drank the last of the milk, and the cereal I have a little bit more left. But the cereal I can't eat. It's crunchy, so I can't eat it. So the Ezekiel 4:9 cereal is so crunchy that I can't eat it. And I don't do soggy cereal. So I don't like other people fixing my cereal for me. That's one thing. Do not touch my cereal. I want to fix my own cereal. So yeah, I don't like other people fixing my cereal. I really don't like other people fixing my food. But being on the streets, I got no choice. And then I'll show y'all what happens. So I won't, like, I might have to, because of my tooth situation, I might have to be forced to eat vegetarian or soft foods. Can't even really eat any, solid meat. And I hate that because lack of meat make you feel like, even if you eat other food, lack of meat make you feel like you're starving. Because I've tried that vegetarian, not vegetarian, but I tried to go all out vegan. And, I was wondering why I would overcompensate eating 3 and 4 hamburgers after depriving myself of meat. And then people, narcissistic abusers would take advantage of calling me greedy for that. But I've been, depriving myself, trying to call myself eating raw vegan, and then turn around and overeat 4 hamburgers after depriving myself of meat 3 or 4 days. But and then I would feel like a hypocrite preaching veganism. But then I had to find out that veganism is a part of doctrines. Veganism and vegetarianism is doctrines of devils and New Age. So I repented from that. And, I apologized to God, and I went back to eating meat again and been able to appreciate meat much better, So I love meat. But some people say, oh, don't eat pork or don't eat shrimp and stuff. But I heard nowadays the Bible isn't against pork and shrimp nowadays. As long as you pray over your food, it's good to eat. But we can't eat foods that's really destructive to our bodies, pretty much, But some people say don't eat pork because of parasites and stuff. But I'm short on time on this video, so if y'all have a way to donate to me and help me stay off the streets, it would be appreciated. Thank you.